It's time to get back on.
If only we had Jeff here to tell us what time it was.
News of the Squared. Yeah, all right.
Let's begin.
Yes,
Gentlemen,
let's see.
when?
I got something here. Let's start here. Utah man. Whoa, not the Florida man. We have the Utah man.
Whoa.
Utah man says a woman broke into pet his dogs, got a drink, and made herself at home. A Utah man came in from a long night to find an unexpected visitor had made herself at home inside of his apartment. Quote, I walked straight in and she was standing right there on the counter, looking at me. As he reenacted the bizarre encounter, opening his apartment door and looking to the island in the kitchen. I was looking right at her. She was her and a homeless girl was looking right at me. It was the first thing that he saw when he got back into his North Salt Lake apartment around 4:00 Wednesday morning. Quote, it felt like a dream, honestly. Even when I laid down, it didn't feel real. The woman had placed her shoes neatly by the door and made herself at home. She went into my fridge, she opened a drink, she drank it, she sat on my couch, she told me she lives here. I said, no, you don't. This is my place.
Right.
He said the woman was even wearing his clothes. I noticed the bag was there, and she was wearing them too. He said the situation was confusing. He wasn't sure if the woman was homeless, if she lived in a building, if she was on drugs, or who she was. He didn't know what to do, so he offered her some food and began to question her. He said, quote, what are you doing? Where are you from? She wouldn't tell me her name. She started laughing, and I thought she was on drugs. After a quick interrogation, he learned the intruder didn't come for a beer or the couch. She came for the dogs. She came up here for one reason. It was the two dogs. She heard them, and she wanted to come up. The woman did not harm his dogs, but came up to pet them, even claiming that to him that she was their owner. This encounter with the stranger took an even another turn. She asked if she could stay, and I told her, no, you got to leave or I'm calling the police. Mentioning he would not call the police so long as he could check her bag, not to steal anything. In the end, the woman agreed to leave, but not through the door. And he does not live on the first floor. He said the mystery intruder jumped off his second-story balcony.
What?
She started limping off, and then she was fine and started running. I called the cops, chased after her on the other side of the gas station. Police caught up with them in a gas station, but according to the video recording the cell phone, they couldn't get a straight answer either. Apparently, they told her to sit her ass down. They asked her if she was on any drugs. She shook her head no. They asked, what are you doing in the complex? And that's apparently where the video ended that he was taking. They found his clothes and another man's wallet in possession. He does not know how the woman got inside of the apartment, but learned a valuable lesson about making sure the door is locked. Well, okay, dummy, if your door isn't locked, maybe that's a problem.
Yeah. This is the 21st century, and you can't trust anybody. They ain't like the 50s, man.
I mean, I know you live in Salt Lake City, and it's not exactly the most happening place, but
still, you should lock the door. Really?
Yeah.
that would have creeped me the fuck out, man. Walking in at 4 in, seeing some lady, wearing clothes, eating my food, and trying to pet my dogs, and then claiming she lives in the place. I mean, wrong on so many levels. Get the fuck out.
There's a part of me where the first reaction is it bad that one of my reactions is she hot?
Even if she was hot, it's still creepy because guess what? Might be something in the bag you might not want to invite.
Yeah, still breaking and entering.
Yeah, and it's breaking and entering too on top of it.
Well, yeah. Well, no, she only wanted to pet the dogs.
Mm-hmm. She wanted to play with the poodles. I get it.
I don't know. I don't know if he had a poodle. I have no idea. I love the how she decided to leave. That's very Spider-Man. Very Spider-Man. No, we don't need a door. I'll just jump out the balcony. Damn.
Isn't that like how in Caddyshack, like Chevy Chase just kind of crawled through the window to get in?
Yeah.
It's like, okay. Alrighty.
I don't know. I mean, I'm just impressed. You jump from the second floor
into somebody's balcony.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. Where is it? She jumped off his second-story balcony to the ground. Well, I mean, that's got to be what?
Well, about 10 foot.
It's got to be at least 10, 12 feet, yeah.
Right, yeah. And all you're doing is limping?
If she landed right, you might have just hyperextended one of her knees.
Had she just landed and rolled, she might have survived, because if she landed on her feet flat, then that's broken bones.
When you're exiting an apartment that you've broken into to pet dogs, be sure you roll when you land.
Yeah, well, I mean, either that or, I mean, honestly, it sounds like she kind of stuck the landing. I mean, obviously she's limping, so
superhero landing.
It's not a 10. It's not a 10 on the gymnastic scale, but maybe it's an 8 or something like that. I don't know.
Here are the judges: 8.2, 9.1.
Yeah, and one of those Eastern European judges will give her a 5.
Yeah. 10, 5.
Yeah, something like that. So, okay. So, what do you got?
You thought you could escape the Florida man. You cannot escape the Florida man here on News of the Squared.
You cannot escape the Florida man. No, you can't.
Resistance is futile.
No.
Florida man has sex with stolen pool toys.
Sex with stolen pool toys?
A Florida man told police he steals pool toys and has sex with them to keep himself from raping women.
Oh, no.
I want to stick a noodle on my pecker so I can keep from raping women. Oh, boy.
Christopher William Monin. Yes, middle names. When you get your middle name in the paper, you're really,
then you're a person on the sex registry. Thank you.
Was arrested last Thursday after a string of burglaries in Brevard County.
Stop. Do you get put on the sex registry for having sex with a pool toy? I don't think so. I don't think that's.
It's a pool toy, and you're doing this in public. Come on.
Well, that doesn't put you on the. Well, that's not necessarily the sex registry.
Oh no, I know.
It makes you
I'm just running with the ball, Jeff. Come on, I'm just running with the ball.
Well, no, I just want to. I mean, there's running with the ball, and then there's okay.
Oh, I guess the guy ran with the ball and did more than that with it.
Well, yeah.
He had a ball.
With the beach
literally.
ball.
Yeah.
He had a pool ball.
All right, so now I'm intrigued. What pool toys did he use?
Police arrested the 35-year-old after they allegedly found him bicycling with a white garbage bag full of deflated pool floats.
Oh, God.
Police say he had a stash of 75 pool toys at a vacant house.
Oh, my God.
Among them...
75?
Among them were pool floats of ducks, bacon, watermelon,
God,
and apparently an inflatable NBA star Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh
no!
Come on!
No, please! In the name of Shaquille O'Neal, one should not sit there and stick it to Shaquille O'Neal. That's not cool.
When asked about the thefts, Monin allegedly told police he sexually gratifies himself with the pool floats instead of raping women.
Well,
how do you do this?
Well, I mean, it's not.
Unless the Shaquille O'Neal doll has a rear entry, I don't see how that's possible.
Wait, I'm sure Mike's going to tell us more. Wait, there's
more.
Instead
of being thankfully, he was not charged with raping any women. He was charged with burglary of an unoccupied dwelling, criminal mischief, and petty theft of property, and taken to Brevard County Jail.
Not to a mental home.
But I mean, you look at this guy's mugshot. It's on like 1010 WINS website, and this guy's mugshot. He's not there. I mean, those pupils are totally dilated.
Oh, okay.
So
like my kid at night.
Right. So
this story got really far worse than I thought it would, because when you said pool toys, there were a lot of things I could think of, but
I know. I was thinking of pool noodles because how pool noodles have a little hole.
Could have been, but these are just deflated ones, not the foam ones, though.
Right. No.
The fact he had 75 of them, so he had a choice.
Right. Well,
one for every day of the month, and then some.
Yeah.
Fucking duck! Look at this shit.
Who am I gonna blow today? Sorry.
Come here, little ducky.
I really want to know what he was going to do with the Shaquille O'Neal one.
It's apparently it was who has an inflatable pool toy of Shaquille O'Neal?
I don't know.
I don't know Shaquille O'Neal.
No.
I mean, maybe it's an old pool toy from back in the day when he played,
or maybe it was like an inflatable display or something. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I don't.
Not necessarily a pool toy.
By the way, tell me that guy isn't going to have problems in prison. What are you in for? Well, I stole pool toys so I could have sex with him. That guy is the bottom bunk guy. I don't know what to say.
He's quite his hair and facial hair is all quite disheveled, and he's got that crazy guy look like somebody else is driving.
Okay.
So
somebody else is driving if you're gonna have sex with an inflatable pool toy dog. Yeah, that's.
The fact that he was caught on a bicycle with a garbage bag full of these things.
You want to know how much you want to bet the reason he was caught on a bicycle is because he probably had his license suspended and he busted up his car or something like that too.
Probably got a million DUIs.
Yeah, or something crazy like that. Like he's not allowed to have a like that.
Well, I guess he had he had these at a vacant house, so he might have been a squatter maybe.
Oh, wait. So is it that he had 75 in the bag or 75 in the house?
In the house. How about
75 in the house.
75 different pool toys.
Oh my god. One for 2.5 months. I think. Yeah, 2.5 months. Well, he's got a selection. I don't know what the Shaquille O'Neal one was for. I don't get that one. That's crazy. I don't know. No.
Ivan, welcome back.
Yeah.
I always love.
Okay, man.
Sounds like a personal problem. All right. Next gig. We actually are going to be on almost a Squares type topic for news of the Squared.
Crazy.
So, more than 20,000 Christians recently asked Netflix to remove the show Good Omens from its streaming service.
Why?
And the amazing part is Netflix was more than happy to do that because it's not Netflix's show. A petition started by a Christian organization calling for the removal of the Good Omen show missed its mark. A signature with more than 20,000 people calls for Netflix to put the fantasy series from its platform. Well, there's one problem. Netflix doesn't own the show. Amazon does.
Do your research before you sign a petition.
Yeah. So Netflix...
Do your homework.
So I can tell you that Netflix has said absolutely they have no problem pulling the program. They actually came out and said it. Now here's the interesting part. Amazon, this is the part I don't get. Amazon comes back with, sure, why don't you pull Stranger Things? It's like, I don't get the joke. It's like, why would you come back with why? Because they didn't ask Netflix to pull anything. They asked technically for this program, and they don't have it. There'd be a difference if, somebody petitioned to, drop Stranger Things from Amazon. I don't get it. Anyway, I guess this series presents devils and Satanists as normal and even good, where they are merely have a different way of being and mocks God wisdom, according to the petition. Some of the petitioners' qualms include the fact that God is voiced by a woman, the Antichrist is portrayed as a normal kid, and the Four Riders of the Apocalypse are portrayed as a group of bikers. Please sign our petition telling Netflix that we will not stand silent as they destroy the barriers of horror we still have for evil. The petition stopped uploading as soon as someone told them what the problem was.
Stupid.
Like I said. So yeah, I mean, this goes back to the whole petition culture that we've talked about on this show before. I can't. This was bound, based on where things are with petitions. This was like bound to happen, wasn't it?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's somebody didn't do their homework, so it's bound to fuck up.
Yeah, I mean, well, when you have a petition for just about everything.
Well, yeah. Well, you go on social media and everybody's petitioning something.
Yeah, well, here's what's scarier, that there's a petition for everything, that there were 20,000 people in which none of them sat there and said, hey, wait a minute, there's something wrong with it.
Well, when you say, the show is streaming on... When you say a show is streaming online, people instantly, the first instinct is to think, it's probably on Netflix.
I guess.
That's the most popular streaming service.
It's kind of a presence out there, yeah, so it would be your first go-to. But
in fairness, when you're putting out a petition like that, all you gotta do is go check out. It only takes 2 seconds to Google it. I mean,
find out where.
About where? I mean, why would you? Oh God, this is just. Yeah.
Obviously, 20,000 people there are not very tech savvy to take a little time out and Google the information.
Well, it's not even that. It's the people who put this petition up in the first place. And what it really says to me is those are 20,000 people who don't watch the show.
There you go.
That don't watch the show, that basically were like, oh, how horrible. And they haven't watched the show, so how do you know if it was really that horrible? I mean, it could be, but
the thing about it is, though, if you're going to go ahead and put up a petition for anything, knowledge is power. Know what you're doing. Know what you're presenting out there, and then make it a fair basis as to why you're putting out the petition instead of making it a case of headhunting and stuff. And then naturally, you make it a case of headhunting, and then everybody's going to follow on it. Oh, good omen. Oh, you explain it on the petition site what you think it is, if you saw it or saw part of it or saw a little bit of it and then came up with your own conclusion. You're still leading people astray to sign on something that you obviously don't know a whole lot about in the first place because you don't even know where the fuck it came from.
Well, I mean, so there's 2 other things I can think of. One, this would be absolutely genius for someone from their show to come up with this as a marketing ploy. To get people to be aware of this show. The second thing is, now I haven't mentioned the name of the people who created this, but it certainly would get them more notoriety in the fact that their organization probably isn't well known.
We get them more publicity.
Right. So maybe it gets them more people with the, oh, okay, and maybe I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of. Either because, that would make them smart, which right now they're not looking so smart. But
was there a petition to cancel Lucifer when it was on?
Was it? No, I don't know.
Yeah, I thought I heard something about that too.
No.
About Lucifer.
Any of these shows that glorify the devil, it's bound to rile up
but of course
the religious.
Well, ever since started by Anton Vey, and of course the whole satanic church, which gained notoriety in the 60s, and in many situations it still exists, and it's different, subsidiaries of the same church.
So it's funny because I'm seeing a petition here against it for when it was on Fox, and then the interesting part is that I see for the one petition I see about dropping it from Fox, I see like 5 or 6 of them about bring it back or have Netflix save it or something like that.
Right.
So if there was one, I don't know. But I know Netflix has it now, and they're talking about. I think season 5 is going to be the last season, supposedly. So.
Well, but the thing is too, granted, everybody's doing programming and looking for new things and looking for new stories and fresh ideas and such like that. And of course, some people are yelling, streaming services and television is going to hell, literally in a handbasket. But then you think that with also the very recent acknowledgement of the Satanic Church, which is in the papers, which you can Google it, which now it is a bona fide religion. So yeah, it's a lot of that is out there, and I guess people are just freaking out and just kind of scared because, well, the right to religion has been out there forever, but now here it is. These people are making themselves noticed. And now it's like, okay.
Yeah, there was just a news story about a week ago. I guess an Alaska legislature, like one of the members of the state legislature in Alaska had begun like a satanic prayer, and a lot of people had walked out during it.
I didn't catch that one. I didn't catch that one. So,
yeah. She's like, anyway, embrace that there is evil and good in the world, and something. Oh yeah, and hail Satan. So I was like, oh, okay.
Oh my gosh.
Nice. I'm sure
I pledge allegiance to Satan. I mean, really?
Hail Satan.
Hail Satan.
Next story.
Yay, Satan. As long as we're talking about things with horns, apparently teenagers are starting to grow them thanks to their phones.
What?
I don't know if
what? Wait a minute. Did I hear you right?
Yes.
Teenagers are starting to grow horns because of their phones?
Yes. So Australian researchers claim that some teens are beginning to grow horn-like spikes on the back of their skulls. They suggest the horn is actually a strange bone spur that has formed at the back of the teens' heads because when they tilt forward to look down at their phones constantly. The Washington Post wrote an extensive article with more information on these horns. This particular article talks about, are we evolving, or I don't know. I mean, I'm looking at the one from Q101, the rock station. I just thought it was kind of
amusing. Bunch of horny teens going around looking at their phones.
Yeah. So, well, like I said, I figured since we were talking about Satan and other things, I figured we'd find his followers.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that, but it seems like Satan has taken is getting a lot of Vista in a lot of
Vista,
but not Vista. A lot of what's the word I'm looking for, Mike?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Well, when everybody sees it, is beginning to see it, and they've never seen it before.
You got this, Mike?
I'm not following.
Nope.
Anyway, it seems like Satan is appearing more.
Seems
to people
he's
in television. What?
Becoming more in the forefront, right?
Well, I guess that's
okay.
So it seems like more of that's happening in television and the movies, comic books. Well, it's been in comic books forever, but it seems like more now than ever. But
I'm Mephistopheles, worship me.
Yes, I mean, well, look at all the episodes of South Park that you had them talking about Satan, and they did the Satan, in South Park.
Except they made Satan Saddam's bitch.
Yeah,
right, exactly.
Further proof that they'll make fun.
Nobody asked to take that off the air.
Well, it wasn't.
No,
it was.
there were people.
I think it was in the movie.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that movie's total objective was to basically piss off everyone. Yeah. And I mean everyone.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, Uncut? Yeah, are you kidding? I mean, it's the movie that's got, 73 times they say fuck?
Is it? Well, that's not that much, is it? Compared to certain, I don't know what the record is.
Yeah, I don't know who owns the world record for number of F-bombs in a movie.
Yeah.
It might be. It may be a Quentin Tarantino. Maybe it was a Hateful Eight, I think.
Oh, hold on.
We'd have to find this out now.
Yeah, I know.
Jeff's looking that up. I can go to the next story.
Okay.
Speaking of getting fucked, man says a villa he thought he bought at a government auction turned out to be a 1 foot wide strip of land.
What?
A man who thought he snagged a $177,000 villa for he only paid $9,100 for it. Now he believes he was scammed by the Florida county that put the property up for auction for unpaid property taxes. The villa, it turns out to be, the villa turns out to be a 1 foot by 100 foot strip of land that separates two villas in the tarmac and is worth $50, according to the Sun Sentinel. The Broward.
It's got a great view of the airport,
Broward County sold the parcel to Kerval Hollis at an online auction for tax delinquent properties in March. The land, which holds 2 mailboxes, starts at the curb, goes under a wall separating garages of 2 adjoining villas, and then extends out to the back. It's deception, he added. He asked Broward to void the deal and return his money. County officials say state law does not allow for refunds.
Oh,
but he only paid.
God.
Well, he only paid $50.
He got smoked.
No,
right?
he paid $9,100. He thought he was getting the whole villa, but instead he got the 1 foot wide strip of land because Hollis said he submitted his bid based on property appraiser photos showing the villa as being part of the parcel. But the appraiser's website and information on the county's state tax site show no villa or building value, according to the paper. Officials don't know why the developer never attached the strip to either of the adjoining properties.
Because somebody knew what they were doing.
No, it just seemed like whoever the developer was never decided to take this 1 foot strip and adjoin it to either one of the 2 villas.
Man, there are so many things.
I think somebody's trying to get away with the fast one, man.
I could think of some things to do, like the world's biggest billboard. And put stuff on that billboard that, like, when people fly by, everyone's going to complain. It's like, nope, my slip of land. What are you going to do about it? Too bad.
Well,
You want it back? I got 9,100 reasons that you're not getting it back. Too bad.
Too bad.
Well, Mr. Holmes says, if I'm vindictive enough, I could cut right through the garage wall and the home to get to my airspace. But what would that be to me? He says.
I'd do it.
Oh, he should. If he's not getting his $9,100 back,
nope.
It's his land. He can do whatever he wants with it. So
yeah, really, seriously. I mean, I'd do something crazy like put up like the world's largest billboard of a naked person or something like that.
Sell a billboard to the local strip club or something.
Yeah, something like that. Or you know what?
You can rent it out, put the billboard on there, rent out the billboard to the local strip club or whorehouse or whatever, and make some money off of it. Maybe you can get his $91,000.
Prostitution is still illegal in Florida, Ivan.
Yeah.
Well, then how about strip clubs? Are strip clubs illegal?
Yeah, that's just what I mentioned.
Not in Florida. Not in Florida.
Not in Florida?
Not in Florida.
Oh.
Definitely not in Florida.
Okay.
Not that I would know in any way, shape, or form.
Okay. Well, Jeff would know these things apparently. So,
what else? You know what they should do? You know what? He needs a digital one so that way he can charge more than one client.
Yeah.
So it flips over all the time,
right.
And then you can make your money back, or have a big giant spotlight or something that basically you wait for the fly. Well, you could get in trouble.
That picture of a big pit.
Well, no, I was going to say you wait for the airplane to come by and hit it with the giant light, but that probably gets you
you can't build a cell phone tower on a 1 foot strip of land, so.
Cell phone. Well, you can actually put a row of cell phone towers.
Not on a 1 foot wide strip of land, Ivan.
Well, no, not well. That has to be an awfully skinny antenna.
Exactly, right. All right, what you got next, Jeff?
Well, I have an answer to our question about the most times the word "fuck it" has been used.
Okay.
You are not correct, sir.
It's not.
Okay.
From the 2014 Variety article in which it says that the Wolf of Wall Street breaks the F-world record.
Oh.
Any guesses? In 180 minutes, any guesses on how many times the word fuck was used?
I'll say 120.
200.
Okay. 200, 120. Okay? You guys aren't even close.
What?
Even close.
Oh my gosh.
Not even close to the number. Let me give you perspective, gentlemen.
Perspective.
2 other projects in the top 20 that come from Scorsese, for the use of the word F word, are Goodfellas at 300.
Oh my.
Mm-hmm.
Casino at 422.
Wow.
Okay. Spike Lee, the previous leader at the time of, now in fairness, this is 2014, so maybe something got more, but I haven't seen anything that's gotten more recently. According to this, Spike Lee's 1999 film, Summer of Sam, 435.
Wow.
Wolf of Wall Street, in 180 minutes. Okay?
Yep.
506 times.
Wow. Crazy.
To give you perspective, that's an average of 2.81 times per minute.
Wow.
Wow, fuck me.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
All right. That brings us to our next story. Let's see. To go kind of along with your airport thing a little bit. This is good timing for this. Naked man causes brief disruption at Detroit Metro Airport. Airport says man was taken to area hospital for evaluation. No, really? This happened in Romulus, Michigan.
Nice.
Authorities say the man took off his belt, his shoes at the Detroit metropolitan area security checkpoint, and then completely got naked before trying to pass through the metal detector. The Wayne County Airport Authority said in a statement that the man walked up to the checkpoint at the suburban Detroit airport early Friday and disrobed. He then disconnected a station or barrier and approached the metal detector, but security didn't let him through. Airport police and fire crews responded and determined the man didn't pose a threat. But word of his naked appearance spread to Twitter. The airport says the man was taken to an area hospital for evaluation. Maybe he just wanted to prove he was clean. I mean, I don't know what else I can think of.
Unless, of course, he's got metal parts in his body and saying, hey, okay, I don't got nothing on me, look.
Yeah, I was going to say.
That's the plate in my head.
He's a light traveler.
Yep. He just took the bare necessities.
Oh.
Right,
apparently he might have had a few shortcomings. Okay, Mike, what else you got?
Speaking of flying, so a company out of Paris shows standing seats at a Paris air show. One company is showing the future of airline seats, and they're smaller than ever. The standing seats, called the Skyrider, are now on display at a Paris air show last week. And yeah, there's a picture here, this video. It's pretty much just like you're like an alcove, like with a pair of like short little armrests. You pretty much stand. I stand while flying.
Oh boy!
Stand?
According to the
like
SF
the Iron Wolf roller coaster at Six Flags.
Yeah, exactly. That was what it looks like. According to the SF Gate, you can lean on a bicycle seat type cushion that sits higher than the typical airline seat. It boasts 23 inches of legroom, where most airlines offer around 31 inches. So
great.
Well, that's what I want to do. I want to go ahead and stand while I'm flying.
It comes from a company called Avio Interiors. Avio has been pushing this concept for a decade, but still no takers from the airlines.
Gee, I wonder why.
Yeah, maybe because this make like as if like airline travel isn't miserable enough.
Yes.
Right. It's bad enough that you no longer get some of the amenities on airlines like you used to. I mean, now you're lucky you get a bag of peanuts when you're flying.
You can't get peanuts anymore. You get people with peanut allergies. You don't want to kill somebody? Get out of here with those.
Well, okay. Well, that's what I'm
Is
saying.
that why you don't get peanuts anymore? Damn it. Damn you peanut people.
I mean, you can still get lots of drinks. You can still get alcohol.
Yeah, if you pay for it.
You have to pay your ass off.
And they'll only take credit cards on the line. They won't take cash.
Wow.
Your card.
Well, wow.
Not to mention the fact that the weight of your luggage now comes into question. They ask for a bazillion dollars to get carry-on because of the weight and everything like that too.
See, this is why I hate to say it. This is why the few times I've flown where I've had an opportunity, if I've got a few extra points, I'll upgrade to first class because you can check your bags for free and all the drinks are free, including the alcohol. And at least when you're done getting off the plane, you can be bombed. The problem is that ticket's more expensive. But then again, when you start figuring out the math about some of this other stuff and how other people travel, it's like, this isn't another rant. We don't need to go down this road. But nothing says fun like having a bicycle seat wedged in your ass for God knows how long to fly across.
All right, I'm going to Japan. I want to go ahead and stand for 16 fucking hours.
Yeah, no way.
Nope.
No way. If anything, it's reversed. It's like, I'd like a bed, please.
You want a horizontal space? You're going to have to duct tape you to the wing.
Seriously. It's like, that just sounds
like the Flintstones and shit.
Seriously, it's just like, okay, how much more can we make them cattle?
Exactly.
Seriously.
I want to get 500 people in the plane.
Yeah.
Going one way.
Yeah, like
1,000 people on 2 different floors on the plane.
I've said it before. I think I'd be okay if I never fly ever again.
Yeah. Well, again, this is the part where I could go on my rant about why we.
I haven't flown on a plane in 9 years.
Okay. No, I can't blame you.
I'm not. No, I can't do it.
Well, it's okay. I wouldn't worry because no airlines are going to take this bullshit. So.
Yeah.
Oh no, of course not. Are you kidding?
No, there's some cheap. You know what? Here's who's going to take it. Some airline that is going to have some sort of insanely reduced rates to a point where people are like, I'm willing to do that for hours or a puddle jumper.
I like to sit and pull up my ass for 8 hours so I can go someplace for $20.
So okay, so what price would be reasonable for that? Like, do you say from Chicago to New York, you got to stand the whole way?
$20.
$20?
Not
and it's not going to be that.
Would you fly for $50?
Not me, no, but I know people who would.
40.
I know people who would do it. I know people who would do it in a heartbeat. They'd be like, oh, it's a big deal. I don't want to sit anyway. I can stand. Good, fine. There's something? All right, fine. It gets me to New York for $50, but round trip? Okay, great. Done. Let's go.
Well, here's the thing, though, okay? Don't you take into consideration the inertia and the pulls when the plane's going up and going down? I mean, you're standing up. Don't you
but you're strapped in like you said, a carnival ride.
Right. So
takeoff and landing.
Yes, well, wouldn't you think that would make one nauseous if you get motion sickness? What if you get motion sickness? Then you have to unstrap and run and throw your brains up in the toilet because of the fact that you got nausea. Because
you got to be sure you take your Dramamine.
The other thing, it's funny now that you're talking about it. It's kind of funny because I'm kind of sitting here thinking, okay, so what's the weight limit to those bars? Because, like Ivan just said, okay, what if it's a little bit of a bouncy landing? You know how, like, sometimes a little bit rougher landing?
Yep.
And so, you're getting thrown a little bit. And given your body weight and inertia, I would imagine just off the top of my head, you'd have to be under 300 pounds
Right.
I mean, I would imagine, and I would wonder if someone at 250 wouldn't be a problem. But
and the construction of those things have to be to a point where they would have to take the stresses of takeoffs, landings, and just the fact that, okay, given people's weight, which of course can vacillate, what if you get a guy, a person that's 400 or 500 pounds, and getting up
I got
on
news for you. If there's 400 or 500 pounds, first of all, they're not going to fit. Which is that's an entirely different conversation.
Not with 23 inches of legroom. Nope.
Yeah.
Okay,
there's entirely different. There's entirely different.
Would they augment for that though?
How?
I mean, exactly.
Based on what you're talking about, there's no real way to augment that. I can speak from personal experience. That's one of the reasons why, quite frankly. Sometimes I'll travel first class because the seats are a little bigger. But honestly, at this point, if I was traveling, I'm going to need 2 seats. And I've heard stories from people about where they've bought 2 seats because they're supposed to, and then they've sat there and said, "Well, somebody can sit there." They're like, "I bought both seats. One of these times, I'm going to do it just so I can sit there and I can get into a fight, so I can sit there and sue their butts for discrimination." But we won't get into that. Again, let's get to something.
Illinois man gets kicked off a plane for extra seat that he paid for.
Yeah, that would be me eventually.
And the thing that kills me about that, okay, and just kind of going on that tip for just a second, it shouldn't have to be where a person of girth, okay, should have to buy an extra seat. There should be designs in those planes to accommodate people of girth.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, well, I'm saying it's just like like on rides over at like Great America and everything like that. There's no augment for people of girth there, so that's why I haven't been able to ride any more rides anymore because I'm too big for the fucking ride. But why should I not be able to enjoy something just because of my girth? Okay, I mean the dimensions of seats I don't think has changed since the 1960s.
No, they've gotten smaller. Airline seats have definitely gotten smaller.
Yes, because I remember when I used to travel from Puerto Rico to, say, New York or Puerto Rico to Chicago, and I remember the seats being very accommodating and such. And this is back in the 1980s. But now, when I went like on Southwest to go to Las Vegas and everything, those seats were so small. I actually had small bruises on each side of my legs and my arms because the damn seats were so small.
Yeah, people. Well, this is an entirely different conversation.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that's why I only did it. That's why I'm only touching on it. I'm not going into it. But this just kind of came up that why would people want to stand and sit, all that shit.
Yeah, no, I agree. Speaking of shit, a man tried to steal Halle Berry's home.
What? No.
Okay, and why?
House thief.
According, this is from TMZ. Halle Berry damn near returned home to find the locks had changed and a strange man living inside. Law enforcement tells TMZ that 59-year-old Roland Eugene Griffin showed up at the LA property owned by the actress in January and allegedly fiddled with the locks, but took off when he was approached by Halle's gardener. A couple months later in March, cops received a trespassing call from workers at Berry's pad who said Griffin was there with a locksmith trying to get in, claiming he was the new owner of the home and he had a deed to prove it. We're told he already managed to have one of the locks changed and actually made a call to the police when he was confronted by the employees at the house. Yes, he was audacious enough to call the cops, claiming ownership and pointing the finger at Halle's employees as trespassers. According to law enforcement, when the police arrived, Griffin maintained he was the owner of the house, but LAPD detectives quickly determined that Griffin had fraudulently changed the title of the residence. Halle told detectives she had no idea who he was and definitely didn't give him permission to be at her home. He was arrested and hit with a felony count for procuring and offering a false warranty deed and an additional count for petty theft. His bond is at $36,000. Strangely enough, we're told the guy didn't even know it was Halle's place. Just the luck of the draw for him.
Wow.
Why are these pictures of Halle Berry with people hanging in your house?
Yeah. Apparently, this isn't the first time that Halle's had major issues with intruders. Back in 2011, she came home, walked into the kitchen, told cops. I opened my glass kitchen door and closed it behind me, and all of a sudden, I sensed someone behind me and turned to see the intruder standing behind me, staring through my kitchen glass door. The guy was arrested. So
that's pretty creepy.
That's pretty ball.
That
is pretty ballsy.
That's pretty impressively ballsy.
Yeah, considering. I mean, you don't want to fuck with Halle Berry. She'll roll her eyes back and shoot her lightning powers at you.
Yeah, well, there's that too. But...
And of course, there's her claws that come out.
Or she'll use her Catwoman powers.
Yeah.
Oh, how about that? There's where the hell is that thing? There was a survey out where somebody
saying that Catwoman was the best. The best Catwoman?
Was the best Catwoman.
Yeah, I did see that.
Crazy?
Are you high?
I did see that.
Are you high? What the hell is with you people?
Well, okay, now how many Catwoman movies are there?
One.
I don't know.
One. So by default, you can say it was the best Catwoman movie.
Oh, yeah, well,
there's only one Catwoman movie.
If you're going by that route,
unless you take into accord the Catwoman of the 66 series.
But we have had some cinematic representations of Catwoman, though.
Right. There have been quite a...
Yeah. Hold
on, I gotta find this thing. But yeah, I saw that and I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Here it is. Halle Berry wins poll for best Catwoman actress.
She did look good in that costume.
Well, yeah. I have to say.
Excuse me.
But
according to a 3-day poll of 2,201 adults, who replied very favorable to the question, do you have an unfavorable impression following actress' portrayal of Catwoman? Berry won 42% of the votes, just topping Batman Returns Michelle Pfeiffer at 41%. Anne Hathaway got 26%. Here's a quote from filmmaker and critic, a filmmaker and critic. I think the only explanation comes down to less to the actual films and more to people's opinions of the actors. Yeah,
right.
That's for sure. She won a Razzie thing. Let me see if I can find actual. This must have had to do with the big Batman anniversary that just happened. Oh, that's what it is. That and the fact that they just announced what's his name to be Batman, and now ironically, it sounded like he's not going to do it.
What? Sparkly Vampire Guy's out now already?
I think he has a conflict supposedly, but hold on, who would be a better
Sparkly
Batman?
Vampire Guy? Who's Sparkly Vampire Guy?
Robert Pattinson, Ivan.
Yeah.
Okay. Elucidate.
By the way,
he was in the Twilight movies.
By the way, this same poll apparently asked about who's America's favorite Batman. Obviously, Bale and Keaton were 1 and 2. Who do you think 3 was, though?
Better be West.
Oh, well, okay, movies only.
Oh.
Movies only.
Well, there was a 66 Batman movie.
Okay, that doesn't count.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't apparently to this.
All right, fine, then I guess they probably gave it to Clooney.
Wait, who do you have at number 3?
Well, for me personally, I'd have Will Arnett as the voice of Lego Batman.
Yeah, you're not getting that guy either. You're not getting that guy either.
Then fine, we'll get Kilmer then. Val Kilmer.
No, he's last.
He's below Clooney.
Affleck's below Clooney.
Wow.
Clooney was 3rd.
Oh, bullshit.
Clooney was 3rd?
Yep.
What?
Well, Clooney was the Bruce Wayne we thought we wanted.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Oh, well.
Never got. No,
well, we got, but we got what we deserved in that regard.
Yeah. It's clear they were doing the actual recent movies. They weren't doing anything that was like offshoot. That's for sure. Because I'm looking at this thing. And they're like America's favorite, and it's Heath Ledger, Jack Nicholson, and then following way behind is Jared Leto. Way
behind.
Way behind. I'm actually kind of surprised that Anne Hathaway is so far behind.
Yeah, she did an okay job, but I'm just not. I don't know. I don't.
Yeah,
I don't. Well, she doesn't. She
that's
doesn't
what I
do
mean.
anything.
I'm kind of like,
really? And we're all still trying to forget Jim Carrey's Joker.
Jim Carrey was the Riddler.
Riddler. Sorry.
Nah, well.
Which poor Jim Carrey's got enough troubles as it is since he's been shunned from Hollywood, pretty much.
He has? No, he's doing stuff.
Well, I get these Goldcast on my Instagram account, and they had the story about whatever happened to Jim Carrey, and they talk about his successes on In Living Color and Saturday Night Live and all these things, all these movies and
Saturday
stuff.
Night Live?
Yeah, he was. He did an appearance on Saturday Night Live.
He might have had appearances, maybe for promoting a movie or something.
Yeah,
but...
he's never
exactly. He appeared on Saturday Night Live. Yeah, that's what I said.
But he wasn't a cast member.
No, he wasn't.
No, he wasn't a cast member. No, he was a cast member of Living Color.
Right.
Living Color. Yeah, Fireman Frank and all that other shit.
Fire Marshal Bill Ivan.
So,
Fireman Frank. That's awesome.
Bill. Or Bill, that's right. So the point of the matter is,
Frank Gorshin will always be my Riddler.
Well, Frank Gorshin will always be everybody's Riddler. He was great.
Yep.
Next story.
I think this one's from
another
Mike.
Amish story.
Yes, this is from Mike. Amish man hit with DUI after sideswiping car with buggy.
Okay. Was the Amish man inebriated in some kind of way?
He was hammered and charged with driving under the influence of alcohol after his horse buggy sideswiped the car.
Whoa, Nelly.
The article even shows they even took a screenshot from Witness with Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
Put it in the article.
He allegedly sideswiped the car, damaged the bumper. He told officers that one of his children had been strayed in the buggy. The kids denied it and told police their father was the culprit.
Ratted him out.
Their dad. During field sobriety tests, officers at the scene determined that Yoder, his name was Yoder, had been boozing and it allegedly had bloodshot eyes and brain. He exhibited poor balance and stated he had consumed alcoholic beverages. He refused the blood test. He's Amish. He was charged with 9 counts of first-degree wanton endangerment, a count of first-degree criminal mischief, and operating a non-motor vehicle while under the influence of intoxicants. I didn't even know that was a thing. That's a thing?
I guess so. I guess that is a thing in Amish country.
How about endangering the horse?
Well, yeah, animal cruelty.
Endangering your whole damn family.
Yeah, that too. The Amish population has been growing steadily fast in Kentucky. A total of 8,000 people living in 30 settlements. Good news is none of them will be listening to the show. So we can say whatever we want about the Amish.
They will never know. They will never know them.
They should never know.
They will never know the wrath that we put upon them every occasion on this program.
I still remember. So I'm in college in Indiana, in Indianapolis, and we were doing this late night talk show thing. And for some reason, I went kind of on a little bit of I made a whole bunch of Amish jokes. It's not very nice. It's like, why? They're not going to hear them. And everybody's like,
wrong.
Well, they all thought I was wrong. They're like, I can't believe you said that out loud. It's like, what? Am I wrong? If they unless
the kids of the Amish are out there on the Amish, Potato,
Amish, then we got a problem.
tomato. Anyway, yeah, as far as all that is concerned, yeah, unless the Amish youth who get to go away for a little while and be in the world before they decide to become full-fledged Amish people. I mean, that'd probably be the only opportunity, but no, never.
Hey, Mike, I have one more unless you got anything.
I got one more.
Okay.
Oh, we got an ad.
Man, what is with these? What is with this autoplay today? Everybody wants to autoplay their ads on. Okay, what do you got, Mike?
You're not going to get any free advertising on this podcast.
No.
Well, we could do that on our own.
We advertise ourselves.
You thought we were done with Florida Man? No, we are not done with Florida Man.
You're never done with Florida
Man. Here we go.
Florida Man throws feces at a judge, then gets acquitted by the jurors.
Threw shit at the judge, and then he got acquitted? What? Why?
Court officials say a Florida man charged with burglary defecated during his criminal trial and tried to throw his feces at the judge.
That sounds shitty.
Oh, man.
The Miami Herald reports 33-year-old DeLorean's Philidor was sitting in a wheelchair next to Miami-Dade Circuit Judge Lisa Walsh when officials say he tried to throw his excrement at her.
Oh,
it did not reach her,
goodness.
and there were no jurors present during Friday's incident.
So how?
That'll help. That'll help.
Witnesses say dozens of corrections officers responded
to the crappy situation.
And the trial was moved while the courtroom was sanitized. Did they have Bill Murray in the white suit with the mop? Here it is.
Oh no.
Dozens of corrections officers responded. That is gold.
Officers respond.
Put your hands behind your back. God. Gladly. Ooh, gross. Miami-Dade Circuit Court spokeswoman Eunice Sigler says Philidor was also defecated on himself in a holding cell on Thursday. Jurors subsequently acquitted him. They acquitted him of the burglary charge. The newspaper says he still faces another trial in a grand theft auto case. It's unclear whether he'll face any charges involving his poop.
The whole thing sounds...
Yeah, it doesn't pass the smell test, that's for sure.
Well, if the jurors aren't in the room, then that makes sense because they didn't see anything and they're not aware. That makes more sense. But
that poor judge just got a whole lot of shit.
But here's the thing: how do you not know someone took a poop? Usually, it smells. Or seriously, I don't know. Maybe it's me. It's like if I put my hand in my thing, in my pants, and I started moving towards the back, wouldn't anybody kind of sit there and be like, why is
did he even use a paper from the desk of the counter? Just use his hand? Oh my God.
I don't know. I'm just assuming. I have no idea.
Gross, man.
I don't know. It's kind of...
I don't even want to get started with what I want to say to this. It's too terrible. I can't do it.
It's pretty shitty, Ivan. That's for sure. All right, Jeff, we got one more. Let's get out of here.
This was a good place to end. So, Samuel L. Jackson is a little bit ticked off over a Spider-Man poster, and probably with good reason. Samuel L. Jackson unleashed an expletive-laden rant on Instagram about an error on a Spider-Man poster. Quote, what the actual expletive is going on here, Jackson wrote, captioning a photo of two Nick Fury's far from home posters. Well, the reason why he's asking this question is if you look at the two pictures, they have an eye patch on the opposite eye on each one.
Right, it's his left. It's his left eye that has the eye patch.
And apparently on one of them it has it on the right eye. So there's one on the left and one on the right.
And the unreleased version that's got patches over both.
No, it's out. These are out.
Oh my gosh!
There's a picture of this on the Squares Roundtable podcast page, where if you look at it, they're side by side, and you can see them. On the one, it's on the left eye, and on the other, right eye.
Oh my gosh!
Okay, that's
somebody in the promotion department totally screwed it up.
So maybe this was an effect of what happened at Endgame. Nick Fury is blind.
Yeah, Thanos switched his missing eye.
Yeah.
I took his eye, so I removed the other eye. The eye that kept winking and blinking.
Maybe the monster kitty came back and took it.
Oh my god. Crazy.
Yeah, so you can see it. You can see it on.
See it on our you can see it on our Facebook page.
I titled it. I put over it. I put "oops."
Great. There you go. And with that, we conclude the
News of the Squared.
Yep.
I'm Jivan Ivan.
I'm Jeff Stein.
Mike Boyle.
Thanks again. Have a great week. And if you are looking for any of these, find them on our Squares of the Roundtable podcast page at Facebook. You can check that out. And you can also find us on Instagram. You can find us on Twitter. You can find us a lot of places. And we hope that you join us again for News of the Squared as well as Squared Podcast. Thanks again, and have a good one.
Take care, everybody. And, of course, kudos to Mike Boyle over here.
Mike Edwin.
You got me doing it now.
Shout out to Mike Edwin. Thank you. Thank you, Mike Edwin.
Mike Edwin. You can make him a character.
Yeah. Okay.
Make him a mystic voice. Night, everybody.
Just don't switch my eye patch, though.